As we continue our Bible for Today study of the book of James, let's pick back up where we left off last week, midway through chapter 1. James began by talking about how those of us who claim to be faithful are sometimes tempted to be less than that. In the remainder of the chapter, he gives a few illustrations of what that looks like. James says that even the best of us sometimes give in to anger and or the slander of others. So he says, "Let everyone be quick to hear, but slow to speak, and slow to anger." If people think they are religious, but do not bridle their tongue, they deceive themselves, and their religion is in vain. In other words, it's not authentic. How easy it is to critique other people, even good people and fellow believers. I recall many years ago standing on the steps of a church after a board meeting adjourned. A member of that board was one of the kindest people I had ever known, a man with a heart for missions and a spirit of Christ-like gentility. As he walked to his car, I turned to the others standing with me and I said, "He is one of the best people I have ever met." Another board member replied, "He really is. How wonderful that he finally sobered up and is not a womanizer anymore." Why would a Christian say that about a brother or sister in the faith? It did not make me disrespect the man he spoke about. It made me question the speaker's understanding of Christian community and his commitment to it. My father always taught me, and I think it was good advice, before you say anything about anyone else, ask 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If you get a no to either of those questions, then whatever you are going to say is best left unsaid. James continues in this chapter by writing that it's not just what we leave unsaid or undone that validates our faith, but also it is the specific actions that we take. Those who understand the law, he wrote, will be blessed in their doing. Religion that is pure cares for the orphans and the widows in their needs. Last autumn, several of us were on a mission trip to South Africa. We were in Botshabelo, an area of incredible poverty with a 70% unemployment rate and unimaginable mortality due to AIDS and their inability to afford treatment. Our church helped sponsor an orphanage there. One of the administrators is a woman named KB. She is very well educated, incredibly gifted, and certainly capable of finding a much more lucrative job in nearby Bloemfontein, where the economy and the job market are profoundly stronger. When asked what kept her facing the daily challenges she endures in her job in Botshabelo, and for relatively small pay, she answered, "Here is where I live my faith. I don't love God in a vacuum. I love God by loving these children." That's what James was getting at in this chapter when he wrote, "Let us be doers of the word and not hearers only." Think about 2 questions. 1, what is the most spiritual way to deal with gossip? When we are tempted to pass it along, or when we are in the presence of others who are speaking unkindly about someone else? 2, name 3 specific things you can do to live your faith, to back up your belief with your actions. I'll see you next week as we continue this study of the book of James.